Hello teammates, it's Mr. Nanini with your video introduction to week 7. Our final week together. We're going to continue AP exam prep. Magnetism reassessment number 1 is right there on the 7th. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Seniors' last day is the 8th. There's some confusion about that. That's the last day of school. This isn't the last day of school. This is the last day of school. Right? Just like your last day in the job. When you're working in the work world, your last day in the job is the last day you work. It's not the day before. It's good. Voluntary, I'm going to continue voluntary fine-tuning if you'd like to participate. I'm not going to record these on PowerSchool, but I think the prudent student will continue to sharpen the saw because, on Wednesday the 13th, your AP exam day. I'm going to talk about some things coming up for that. Last Saturday morning physics session. It's good. On the 7th. So that reassessment is if you have done the overwhelming majority of your MyAP classroom practice for magnetism. So if you missed a couple, you can still reassess. If you miss more than a couple, send me a note. We'll have a discussion, and I'll look at your prep overall. Fair warning: these will all be free response type questions, and frankly, there were some anomalies on the last assessment, the magnetism assessment. Let me say there was when I went back and looked at them, there were some anomalies. And I'll just leave that there for now. I'm still looking at my options for that. But for the reassessment, those will all be free response type questions. Exam day, and then we're done. We're done. So your reassessment 2, and even though you're done, there's no way I can assess and reassess. Is going to be there the 14th. I've got to get grades in by the 15th. So we'll talk about that. If you want to do reassessment 2, that'll be there. Again, this is just for those that did the prep. And this is for everybody who wants to reassess. It's good. It's good. As we come to the end, I had a couple conversations with teammates, right? And we don't do the senioritis thing. We run until the race is done. Excellent is excellent all the time. I think that people who say they kind of pick and choose when they're excellent, I have no credit for that. No. Great quote. You want to print this, put it on your wall? I love this. Letter to Timothy. I've seen this. Hello. I've seen this on running shirts as well. I think that's powerful motivation. So you know how I feel. Things I owe you. I owe you College Board's requirement to get ready for the exam. It's about a 52-page document. But what Ms. Schweitz did, God bless her, she took it and digested it down to about a page and a half. And I'm going to use that. Give her full credit. There's no reason for me to reinvent that baby. And that'll help you get ready. Things you're going to have to start doing this week to make sure your computer is set, that you've got the right software. It's nothing that should be difficult. You just don't want to be surprised on test day. Equations to add to your equation sheet. So usually they give you the equation sheet at the exam. We can't write on it before the exam. So I usually give you a series of equations to memorize. We can write those now. We can kind of brainstorm what we might need. Final study guide, quick references. AP Physics. Remember AP Physics 1? I had one for you. There's not as much for AP Physics 2, so I'm still digesting because I don't want to throw a bunch of things at you because it makes it very, very difficult to manage. So it's better to think it through and limit what you plan on using during the exam. I was telling the AP Physics 1 team, we had one open book exam when I went back to school for physics. We thought we were so slick. We said, this guy hasn't thought this through. We're gonna come in at 98%. We're gonna be, oh my gosh, we're very wrong. Our books were all tabbed and highlighted, and you didn't have time to breathe. There's so much stuff coming at you. You have time to breathe. Um, so it's not like you're gonna sit there with your books and look up answers. You're not gonna have time. Strategy during exam. I want to talk to you about that and how to approach when those ramps came down the landing craft on June 6, 1944, and they faced those German machine guns. They had a plan. They didn't go, what do we do now? They had a plan. You need a plan too. And my observations where we need to be stronger. My straightaway observation from looking at the AP classroom material is we've got to get back in the habit of identifying what kind of problem this is. It's a lot easier to do that with a unit assessment. A lot harder on a comprehensive physics exam. You got to start with what kind of problem this is and then go in. If you just throw a bunch of random equations, it's going to be brutal. We don't want that. Let's look at the week ahead. Let's look at the week of attack. All right. So, week 7. Do a little magnetic fields and forces, electric, magnetic fields, thermo, electric circuits, magnetic fields and forces. I think we're good. Fluids. Go back into the problems we've done. Go into 5 steps, because I don't think we're going to get fluids this week. These are we're going to focus here. FRQ, at least one. Now, I wrote the one you did Friday, and that's why it had kind of a multiple choice base, and you had to submit it on Schoology. I can write those in my IP classroom, but I can only write multiple choice questions. So I kind of took the multiple choice framework and modified it. So we're gonna do the same thing all week, and I say that because, and this is teammates, I understand where you're coming from. Some of us were just, all these questions have been done before, and some of us just kind of cutting and pasting. That doesn't do you any good. And I'm sorry that your educational experience has you thinking that that's actually accomplishing something, cutting and pasting, and I'm very sorry. So I'm going to write my own for this week. So, and again, I'm going to treat them as quizzes. And you saw my note, and I sent the note to your parents on Friday. And so I'll count those as quizzes. And I don't want to be unfair. It's just to keep us in the game. And I think, and like I said in my note to your parents, we're in the final prep now. And you should know all this stuff. It's good. I really recommend you watch the videos I do. Looking at the College Board solution is one thing. I'm talking you through problem-solving techniques, and when you're taking the exam, you're gonna hear my voice in your head, and it's gonna help. So I recommend that you watch it. Independent study, the 5 steps. I'd be knocking out a chapter a night in 5 steps. You cannot cram for physics. You know that. And the more you do, the more you go back in, the stronger you're going to be. We're going to do optional practice sessions on Zoom, 4 to 5. Saturdays again. If let me come back here. I think I wrote here. By 1 o'clock, if you want specific topics done after school, email me so I'll have some prepared. It's really, really hard at this point if someone says, hey, let's do a circuits problem, right? Because now I gotta design a circuit and put the variables in, make sure it works, right? And so if I can do that ahead of time, that's going to save us a lot of work. Even if I just have time to sketch out a problem, that's good. All right, teammates. All of this is on Schoology, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great week. There's one more thing I want to say. Maybe it'll wait. We'll talk to you soon.